The European Commission has defended its Made in Europe push by stating the bloc is one of the most open markets in the world. It came after China slammed the EU's attempt to supercharge local industry. For more, we're joined by our EU correspondent, Angela Skujins. Good morning, Angela. Great to have you. Tell us first about this clash that's played out quite publicly between Brussels and Beijing.
Good morning, Marid. So it all started on Monday when a spokesperson from China's Commerce Ministry came out with a statement blasting the EU for their Industrial Acceleration Act. This is exactly what you're talking about. That Made in EU push came out in March, aiming to help support the EU wean off some of those major superpowers when it comes to manufacturing, such as China. We know that 200,000 jobs in the EU have been wiped out since 2024. These are in the automotive and energy industries. So this big push by the EU wants to help permitting as well as preferencing public procurement when it comes to those made in EU products. Now, China came out with that statement stating that this could violate World Trade Organization principles and it could hurt foreign investment, and that countermeasures could follow if the EU plows through. Now, Brussels has not stayed silent on the matter, and neither has the French Minister Delegate for Europe, who wrote on social media platform X, "We will not back down. Like the United States and China, Europe will support its industrial players." A spokesperson from the European Commission also took to the podium at a public press conference on Monday. This is what they had to say in response to those statements.
It's, of course, also about reciprocity. I mean, we've been quite clear that the goal of one of the objectives of the proposal is that we are one of the most open markets in the world, and we have the largest free trade agreement network worldwide. And so we also expect that openness to be mutual.
And Angela, this is actually the second statement criticising EU coming from Beijing in recent days. Can we now say that these tensions are really escalating?
Yeah, absolutely, Matta. This is the second statement. We know that Beijing came out on Friday criticising the EU for that 20th sanctions package against Russia for that country's ongoing invasion of Ukraine. They imposed restrictive measures for at least 7 defence companies from the EU exporting their defensive products into China. This is in response to at least 24 companies that the EU put on their own sanctions list. These are companies allegedly in China that are helping Russia and Belarus circumvent those EU sanctions measures, as well as for allegedly producing those dual-use technologies that Russia is employing on the battlefield. So what is clear from both of these public spats is that the tensions are escalating between these superpowers, and it is also playing out on the global markets.
Indeed. Angela, thank you so much for that update and that analysis for us.